First of all, congratulations on your win for getting the title. I wanted to note from you, we saw in the first and second rounds that Rose was able to use her reach very well, her movement, to keep her distance. And I wanted to find out from you, if there is an immediate rematch with her, what would you change in your camp or in your preparation to be able to get through those barriers you faced today? For me, it's very good fighting Rose tonight. I was really able to see in detail and feel her hands to see what I'm going to do in the next fight. The UFC is definitely going to want to give her a rematch, and I accept it because I believe that to prove that you won, you have to do it twice, the same thing twice. So I'm going to be very well prepared. I'm going to focus more on the movement. She had quicker hands, but I believe that the game plan was to tire her in the first round. And then in the second round on, I noticed that her arms were slower. I was able to duck more, and she takes all the kicks. So that's something I'm going to train a lot. And the takedowns, if she felt like a feather in there. So I think I have to improve my groundwork and the movement. I think everything will work out, but in the third or fourth round, something would happen where you impacted mentally between the first and second round. Did you think that it wasn't working out? Did you think of something like that? Right in the beginning when I cut my eye, I thought, man, already? That's unlucky. That's not going to work out. But right after that, I realized that I was able to duck and move, and the blood got in my eyes. I couldn't see. But I thought that everything would work out, and I kept calm, and the strategy was correct. And then afterwards, after the break, my master told me that I'd already felt her hands. I knew what was going to happen. So he said to keep going and to believe in my kicks, and everything worked out, right? When I put her against the cage, he said, go ahead, it's going to work out. And I can't even believe that I've landed a pile drive on her. And right after you won the belt, Joanna posted a ironic picture of her attacking you with a kick. Rose kind of left it in the air what her position would be in the organization. But if there isn't a rematch right now with her, what would you do differently to be able to beat Joanna since you were defeated in the first meeting you had with her? I think that the matter of movement is something that needs to improve. I knew Joanna was going to do that. It's very typical of her to do that. But I showed to her that something that she told me was an illusion became a reality. So Jessica that fought her 2 years ago is not the same Jessica of today. And I'm much stronger on takedowns and on my stand-up. And I'm going to invest a lot in a Muay Thai camp to improve the movement and to get out of the way and to cut the octagon correctly. And I don't think there's going to be much chance that she's going to get this belt back. Considering that there isn't a rematch with Rose, the four people who are that are closest to the title shot, out of those four names, who do you think is more dangerous for your game? I think that the most dangerous out of all of those is Tatiana. She's got a very good ground game. She's insistent. Even though I have good jiu-jitsu, she's an incredible grappler, so I'm very careful with that. I work the takedowns very well. And striking, I know that it's going to be very tough for someone to knock me out or something like that. I have a tough chin, and everything is going to work out. We leave the octagon all beat up, but everything works out. For those watching from the outside, it was a shocking image of Rose with her neck twisted in there. Inside there, did you have any idea that were you worried? And what's it like in the happiest moment of your career having to worry about your opponent? We train to get in there and to have a good fight and hoping that everyone will get out of there healthy. At the moment, I didn't see what happened. I saw that she fell and I saw that she passed out, and I still threw two punches, and the referee got in between us. But I hadn't realized the proportion of that. I didn't see the magnitude of that. We trained to get in there and to get out of there healthy, but she woke up right after that, and I relaxed, and I was happy that everything worked out, and that I didn't kill her. So I didn't even imagine that would happen. I believe that the pile drive happened because she kept holding my arm, and she was gonna try a submission, but since it was a big takedown, I threw her over my head and threw her down. There was no way, and she landed on her face, and it was an immediate knockout. But I was very worried at the beginning.
Tudo bem. Gostaria de saber
I'd like to know this move. Did you train that, or did you imagine that for this fight, or did it just happen? And how was it to make history? From my calculations, you're the first Brazilian between men and women to win a belt here in Brazil. Yeah, Rose gave me that opportunity to win the belt. And it's the new belt, so I was looking at this belt for some time already, and thankfully it happened, and I'm very happy to be here, and I believe that it was my biggest accomplishment in my career, thanks to Master Paraná. And he had said to me that if she got you in a triangle or in an arm lock, that, you know, for me to pile drive her, and that I was good at that. And it worked out, and at the end, he yelled out and said, get your head out. And when I did that, I picked her up like a feather. She was really light. I didn't even imagine she would be that light in there. And when I threw her, she didn't let go of the arm, so that's what happened. But I wanted to throw her on her back to work the ground and pound, but that ended up happening, but it was good for me. It ended quicker.
Jéssica, parabéns. Você falou numa reportagem do ano passado que você, por vezes, tinha que vender parte do seu equipamento de luta para poder fazer dinheirinho por fora. Agora você está saindo do UFC de hoje, além da bolsa da luta principal, da luta de 5 rounds, luta pelo cinturão, você está saindo com os dois bônus de desempenho e o bônus de luta da noite. Como que é para você essa virada de mesa assim na sua vida, essa chegar ao ápice?
This game-turning opportunity for you to get to the top.
Dois extremos, né?
It was two extremes. Until recently, I had to sell my training equipment, and now, thankfully, I have a great financial life. I have 2 cars, I have a pretty house, I have dogs that I found on the street. I'm very happy, but I saw an old interview of mine talking about the goals that I had in the UFC, and my dreams at the time was to have a box spring bag and a TV. And those are things that we dream about in the past and we don't remember. We accomplished those things slowly, and I think today my biggest dream from now on is to be able to fulfill my team's dreams, put more people in the UFC. We have a lot of good girls in the team, and to make my master even more proud, because I didn't have to leave my team, I didn't have to leave Brazil to be able to become the new UFC champion, so there's no price to that.
Detalhe da hora que você derrubou a Rose da primeira vez. Ela saiu no seu braço. Na hora que ela bateu no chão, ela conseguiu jogar o quadril para o outro lado, passar a perna e te atacar no armlock. Teve perigo ali? Você teve que empurrar ela no quadril para poder tirar o braço, ou ela meio que soltou na hora que bateu no chão?
Or did she let go when you hit the ground? She kind of let go when it hit the ground, but I kind of moved too, and right after that she felt that I was leaving. She didn't want to stay on the ground, and she got right back up, because she knows that I have strong ground and pound game, so she got up right away. But I knew that eventually that my opportunity would be on the ground, taking her down. And in the second round, she was already getting tired. I knew that I was being able to duck away from her strikes. I was able to kick. I think those got in her way. I have strong kicks. I don't think I'm going to do that again. I'm just joking. But it was a really good fight. It was really interesting, and everything worked out in the end. Everything that Master and I had trained worked out.
Jéssica, o motivo pelo qual talvez uma revanche não aconteça
Jessica, the reason why a rematch might not happen is because Rose said that she doesn't know what happens with her career, that this could have been her last fight, that she might retire.
Se surpreenderam talvez pouco porque ela é muito nova, né?
People got surprised because she's very young. It's not normal to see someone who's 20-something years old to leave the sport. How do you receive that? Does that surprise you? Are you upset in any way because you like that rematch? I didn't know that yet. No, I'm surprised when you tell me that. I'm upset to hear that. She's a great fighter, and I saw how much she's evolved in this whole process. Everything that she did with Joanna in the fight. It's kind of bad to see someone with a lot of talent wanting to retire, but I think everyone knows the right time to finish it. Some people love this and want to live this for as long as they can, but some people see that maybe they don't want to do it anymore, or it's not enough for them, and they want to look for something new. But I believe that everyone makes their own decisions, and if she chooses not to fight, I'm going to be very upset because I'd really like to have this rematch. Rose is an amazing girl. I think that all of us could see the woman that she is this week. She's so respectful. And her coach went to my locker room and gave me the ball that they play with, and I think it's to each one their own choice. If she doesn't want to have the rematch, I'll understand it, and I'll get ready for the next one. Did you say anything to her afterwards? I haven't been able to because I only saw her coach. I saw her doing an interview, and I was taken somewhere, and I was taken to get stitches, so I haven't been able to, but I think I'll have a chance to see her at the hotel, and I'll be able to talk to her. I think I'm going to have to learn English to be able to talk to her. As a champion, do you feel that you need to add these other things to be able to communicate with the fans abroad? Yeah, that's something I've been talking with my coach. We've been working on that. After winning this belt, we'd have some more time to do an English course, spend some time in the United States to really learn how to speak English and to be in contact with the fans, with our boss, with everyone. We have to learn how to speak English or to communicate, or at least to understand. Sometimes people want to talk to you, they want to show their love, and you don't understand anything, and you can only say you're sorry. So I believe that now that's my next step, is to learn how to speak English so that I can communicate with everyone.
Jéssica, agora você é campeã.
Jessica, now you're the champion. You've talked about this new phase.
A gente ainda tem, né, Amanda Nunes como campeã,
Amanda Nunes as a
teve a Chris Borg também. Mas nenhuma das duas decolou, né, não se confirmou como sucesso dentro do Brasil. O que você pretende fazer diferente para se tornar, de fato, essa grande referência do MMA feminino, alguém com uma popularidade tão grande quanto a de outros campeões que já passaram?
Someone with a lot of popularity like other. I think the first step is to stay in Brazil. Everyone becomes the champion and leaves Brazil, so the fans end up not seeing you. You don't participate in things here on TV in Brazil, and the newspapers and soap operas and all those things. So I believe that staying in Brazil is already a big step to show people that I already have a lot of fans in the U.S., having fought there so many times. But now being at home and being able to win this belt here and staying here, being the same person, treating everyone correctly, I think it's going to be tougher to walk on the street now, but I'll take pictures with everyone, and I think that's how I'm different from the rest of everyone. I'm humble, and I'm the same person as I've always been.
Nós vimos que lá dentro do octógono, você entregou o cinturão para o seu mestre. Eu queria que você contasse um pouquinho dessa história que não deu para entender muito bem daqui.
Tell us a little bit about that story. We couldn't understand it. My master was someone who no one ever believed in him. He started everything in his mom's living room in Curitiba. His mother was a housekeeper, and her dad was his dad was a stonemason. And it reminds me a lot of my story. My mother works in private homes, and my dad works in the fields. And he had his mom that was in there cleaning houses, and he had his dream of being a fighter and being a coach. And then he created PRVT, and now we've had the team for 12 years. So I gave him the belt because if it wasn't for him in my life, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And this win that I got today, it's not just mine, it's also his. Because if he hadn't taught me everything that he taught me, not just in fighting, but in life, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So this was for him. The victory is his. It's more his than mine. You walk out to the octagon with a headdress, and I was curious to find out more about that story. We have some problems with natives in Brazil now, some issues. Are you paying homage to the Indians walking in? So I have a past, a native past. My great-great-grandmother was an Indian, and I am a practicant of Umbanda, which is a religion. And I really believe in that, and when I walk out with a headdress, I feel that energy, and those natives walk in to the fight with me. I feel like I'm stronger with all of them behind me.
Jéssica, acabou de ganhar o cinturão, claro, vai descansar agora.
You just won the belt, you're going to relax, go on vacation.
Imediata seria
but the immediate rematch, is that something that you would like? Or is there someone in mind that
você gostaria de enfrentar que não
you
enfrentou
like to
antes,
fight who you haven't
na
fought
categoria?
in this division? I'm someone that waits for things. I think that everything comes at the right time. I believe that if the UFC doesn't give me an immediate rematch against Rose, maybe after Nina and Tatiana's fight, there will be a new contender. And I believe that I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to continue training because now there's a bigger target on my back. Everyone wants this belt, so I'm going to continue training and dedicating myself to continue this path. I'll wait.
Jéssica, você falou sobre energia, né? Primeiro,
you
parabéns
talked
pela
about the
vitória.
energy. Congratulations on your win.
Naquele calor do momento.
In there,
a galera
in the
ajudou
heat of the
bastante.
moment, did the people help you? Yeah, it really helped me. It really did. When I walked out through that hallway, I didn't know if I should cry or laugh or if I should be serious or I don't know. It's very different fighting at home. This energy, the emotions of having everyone there rooting for you is. In that moment, it was the first time that I was able to hear people screaming, people telling me to, Jessica, keep going, don't stop. And people telling me to get away from her shots, and I was able to hear it. People were saying that it was my fight, that I was going to win, and it was really cool. It really was. This energy, I really want to feel it again. The energy from the Brazilians is unequal.
Obrigada, Jéssica. Parabéns.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you all. And that's it. Now I have the belt.